Hi, welcome back to Diversified Teaching Channel. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of incorporating kinesthetic movement and kinesthetic learning in the classroom, mostly for kinesthetic learners, and using subtraction for mathematics. Now for this lesson today, you are more than happy to use addition, multiplication, and division. It's not only limited to subtraction. So, who are kinesthetic learners? Kinesthetic learners use touch and movement to help with learning. Getting students out of their seats and incorporating movement engages in self-discovery and self-expression. Looking back at a few different ERIC articles and journal articles, I found many different scholarly articles talking about how much students love learning physically and creatively. Kinesthetic learning incorporates a lot of creativity for students to learn and thrive in the classroom, which is extremely important. Many different articles also discussed how kinesthetic learning keeps students truly engaged and mostly hooked in what the learning outcome is, which is, again, super beneficial when teaching. It can be very challenging to teach a very diverse classroom of students, but keeping them hooked and engaged is always a primary goal. This lesson today, you can also use a lot of reinforcing the ideas of audio and visuals, which are also different learning styles. And yeah, jumping right into our lesson today, kind of giving a little bit backstory, let me just show you what we're dealing with. Here is our twister board right here. So for our lesson today, I thought it'd be really fun to again get the kids up and moving out of their seats, because kinesthetic learners want to not sit in their seat all day, listen to lectures. They want to get up and moving. They want their brains to be engaged and active. So today I thought I would use my twister board here and have a lesson where we'd incorporate subtraction with the use of movement with our hands and feet. I also have my twister spinner. So just for demonstration, you won't see the actual numbers on my board, but essentially in the classroom you would have a twister board and you would have a whole bunch of numbers placed all throughout the mat. And there could be numbers as 7, 5, 10, and basically these numbers are setting the students up to answer the teacher's questions. So me, as the teacher for the classroom, I would have a whole set of questions, specifically subtraction, because we're working on subtraction for math today. And I would have a question, what's 20 minus 10? And I would spin the board, or spin this twister board, and it would either land on the hand side or the foot side. So I'd say students, or technically it would only be the one student. I actually didn't really mention this. It could be one student, two students playing together, but taking turns. So again, I'd ask the student, what's 20 minus 10? They could answer out loud. This is using the audio. They say the answer 10. They place their hand or foot, whichever I spin on, they place their hand on the answer 10. And they can say it out loud. That's what I love about this. It's reinforcing the idea of audio. They're saying it out loud, they're hearing the questions out loud, and they're also seeing the visual on it on the board of the answers, which I love. And again, kinesthetic, they're up and moving, which is really important as well. There's, again, a very wide range of different learning strategies, but being able to accommodate the diverse classroom of students is always a big factor that plays into helping students learn and grow in the classroom. Lesson and activity today directly supports our driving question on how different teaching strategies help diverse learners while learning math. Different strategies help support these students in their learning needs, such as today we learned about kinesthetic learning, which is just one of many different intelligences that kids need to use in order to thrive in the classroom. We're also looking into audio and visual, which are other major components of different strategies. We need to be very mindful of all the different strategies we're able to incorporate into our lessons. All these different strategies directly support students' understanding and engagement in the classroom. It might be very intimidating having a classroom full of diverse learners coming from different backgrounds and different families, but it's important to recognize the different learning styles that educators can use to incorporate in lessons that support students' learning and student engagement in order to let students thrive in the classroom. A lot of students have different learning styles, but it's also very important to notice how students learn at different paces. Some students might learn at a slower pace, while other students might pick up the subject at a lot faster pace. It's super important to incorporate all these different learning styles and keep updating different lessons to support students and student learning needs. Thanks so much for watching, and head to the next video.